Nathaniel Brown stands to earn trillions if the Human Restoration Act passes, but...
Darius.
Adam, the site's been compromised. I just spotted sentry drones headed your way.
What? How? I wasn't followed.
Maybe somebody at PRE detected Janus's hack into the electrical grid. I don't know. Just get out of there.
Unless you're new to my channel or new to my reviews, you should know what this is. This is going to be a should you buy a breakdown review of Deus Ex Mankind Divided. I'm going to give you the information, the categories, and everything that I usually do with a game like this, and we'll decide for ourselves what should we do. Should you buy it, should you rent it, or should you skip it? Let's decide. Let's get into it. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Deus Ex Mankind Divided takes place in the year 2029, which is 2 years after the events of Human Revolution. You play as Agent Adam Jensen, who returns with his special augments and his security status to see what is going on and secretly confront the Illuminati through a corporation that you work for called Interpol. I won't get too further much into the details, but pretty much you are still chasing after people who are working as secret agents, and you're trying to find out what's going on and who's really trying to control all of the strings behind the scene. Pretty much you are after the Illuminati and trying to find a way to get through them, so you are playing as a double agent in this game. Now you get to do a lot of the things you did in previous Deus Ex games as far as making decisions and doing what you want. However, this one's a little bit different because you have your own agenda to play in this besides just being a puppet. Controls. Deus Ex Mankind Divided sports the Dawn engine, which we've seen similar to in other previous Deus Ex games, but this one was built with next generation in mind. You have readable ebooks, pocket secretaries, and emails to traditionally gather information and do things like trigger side missions or find out points of interest. Shooting in this game is very similar to previous games, however it does feel clunky. If you're somebody like me who's into third-person shooters primarily, you'll notice the controls are not as precise as you would like them to be. However, they're not bad enough to actually complain. There's something that you just have to simply get used to because you may want them to be a little bit more snappy for third person, but however this is third person and RPG, so you see a difference there. Combat is very similar to before. You have the non-lethal approach and you have the lethal approach. Honestly, there's not much difference in this game. When you do combat, you have things like being able to stab the person or just straight up knock them out. For the most part, it looks amazing no matter whether you go lethal or not. You won't really be able to tell whether you killed the person, let's just be real. So when it comes to combat, there's a lot of similarities as far as going non-lethal or lethal. It's just pretty cool to be robotically able to punch somebody and punch through walls and stuff like that. They say that the non-lethal approach is best, and I do understand why as far as the way things affect how you're viewed later in the game. So when it comes to shooting and combat, the game is pretty much the same as any other Deus Ex game. If you haven't played it, it's a bit on the clunky side for the third person users. However, it's something that you can get used to very quickly, and for those of you who played before, it's pretty much the same thing. There's not really nothing new there. As far as the augmentations, you have new augmentations that you discover by using the older augmentations and finding out they actually have secret hidden compartments, and once you trigger these, this is how you end up having to start your whole augmentation sequence over and gather points to unlock new abilities and things. Now, one thing that they did do in this game that you should know is that when you pick certain augmentations, you will have to delete permanently some of your other ones. Now, this is something that I'm sure people are going to be a little bit annoyed about, but once again, when you decide what your playstyle is, you'll know what augmentations you want to keep and which ones you want to get rid of. Overall, the controls are not nothing really bad or terrible. If you're a third person shooter person like me, you'll notice that they're not quite as snappy as you would like them to be, but once again, once you get used to them, they're pretty good and they're responsive enough that you shouldn't be complaining. I rate the controls pretty good and decent, and the control scheme very comfortable and acceptable. For those of you on keyboard and mouse, you already know what it is and you won't have any issues with that. Graphics. Graphically, Deus Ex Mankind Divided is a powerhouse. It's a beast. On PC, you're looking at anywhere between 4 gigabytes of video memory to 8. I would say the sweet spot is about 6. Now, as far as console, don't worry about it. Everything's in the bag for you as well. Texture quality is pretty good on console. On PC, of course, you can go to Ultra and just blow everything out of the water. Texture filters look good. Shadow quality is good. Contrast is great. Anti-aliasing, something I'm not too fond of, but it helps with motion blur if you're going to use that. Motion blur is not bad on console. console and PC, I disable it. Of course, you have that option. Bloom, voluntary lighting, cloth physics, surface shattering, tessellation, ambiotic occlusion. Everything's in the bag. Everything's pretty much set the way you like it, and it's just how I want it. As far as the depth of field and things of these natures, of course, you can play with that, but on PC it's perfect for me the way it is. Once I set everything to 4K, I like the depth of field on native 4K on this game. As far as the resolutions of 1080p and above, everything looks pretty good. You can't go wrong with that. Now, as far as the 1080p is concerned, it's reportedly coming in at 900p on Xbox One and 1080p on PlayStation 4. Of course, PlayStation 4 having this advantage as we've come to see this in the past. 30 frames per second on both consoles. In my opinion, I have not really seen much of a difference between the PS4 version and the Xbox One version. Not enough to say, hey, get it for one over the other. As far as the console is concerned, I don't really see a dog in that fight on this game in particular. However, for me, the best experience was on PC with a higher resolution and frame rate. However, as far as console is concerned, if you really have a preference, just go with your preference on the graphics. As far as I am concerned, the game looks pretty stellar and amazing on both platforms in my opinion. As far as that, frame rates aside, resolution is the same in my opinion. As far as the pixel count, you may be able to notice a difference depending on the displays you're looking at. As far as I'm concerned, to the eye, they both look similar enough to me that I wouldn't say pick one over the other. Graphically, the game looks pretty impressive, and it's definitely something to look at, especially when you're outside on rooftops and things of that nature. When you walk the streets and you see vehicles and you see reflections and lighting, these are times when the game really stands out and you see the work that was put into it. Besides that, graphically, the game is a powerhouse. It's a beast and it's impressive. I give it a nice high score. Besides that, graphically, the game is beastin' and impressive. I enjoy the visuals that I see, and graphically, it looks pretty tight. At the end of the day, overall, it's really about what you should expect when it comes to overall should you buy it. Really, it's up to you to make that decision for yourself. When it comes to RPG meeting third person, this is a pretty good package. When it comes to DXX, the series, this is just taking it a step further. If you simply enjoy the last one, you'll really enjoy this one. When you were in Detroit in the last DSX, you're in a bigger place this time with bigger maps, more RPG elements, more action, more augmentations, more of everything you enjoyed about the last one. So for those of you who are returning from the original series, then you have no problem. You definitely should be purchasing this game. For those of you who are new to the series, you just simply have to ask yourself one question. Are you looking for RPG elements with third-person shooters mixed in and you want a good experience? Then this is the game for you. Does it have hours of gameplay? Yes. Does it have a multiplayer mode? Yes, it does. Is it all of that? Well, that's up to you to decide. The breach mode is something that's clearly added in for people who wanted a multiplayer feature. Is this something that's multiplayer competitive? Not really in my own opinion. However, I do think this game has enough content, enough value, and enough quality to purchase it on day one. However, like I said, once again, if this is what you're looking for, then you shouldn't really be questioning that. But who am I to tell you if you should spend your money on it or not? All I can tell you is that the experience is everything that I expected, and I don't see a reason why somebody looking for this type of experience should not buy this game. I recommend that if you want a third-person RPG shooter, this is the game to buy. It's your boy Jimmybgaming. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you're gonna purchase this game, let me know as well. Do remember, if you like videos like this, to subscribe to my channel, and I do have a playlist of other reviews that I've done. I can only get better with time and with your appreciation and support. That's all that I'm asking for. So it's your boy Jimmybgaming. I'm out of here. Y'all have a good day. Enjoy your games. Peace. Wait. Before you go, just remember, I was at 11,000 subscribers before YouTube did the purge, and I lost about 400 or so subscribers. So can you please subscribe so I can get back to 11K and go further? You know, without your support, of course, I can't do this. So I need those subscribes. I need those likes. Do remember, follow me on Twitter because I do make other channels and I'm trying to get those off the ground. I do have to have a backup channel just in case something goes crazy. You know how it is in this gaming community. You know, might wake up one day and my channel's gone. God forbid, but that could happen. So do remember to follow me on my Twitter. Follow me on my Instagram. I need a couple more followers on there so that I could put more content up. The more you follow, the more content I'll produce. That's just pretty much how it's going to go. So just keep that in mind. And once again, thank you if you watched this video. Peace.